What's going on, my peoples? It's your boy, Mr. OBF. Back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF, the network. People, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF The Real Cash App and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys could donate to the channel. Need more information to subscribe and donate to the channel? It's down there, scrolling below the screen. Make sure you guys hit the like button when you come in and out of the building. And make sure you guys share the videos, man, to keep the movement pushing. All right? All right, people. I wanted to do this little quick live stream before I get to my next topic and shit. So, Janet Jackson decides to make a comment. And this was about maybe almost about a month ago, maybe. And she did not decide. I guess she overseas doing a tour, and one of them people asked her about Vice President Harris, and she said, "I heard her father was white." Just randomly, she says that shit. Some people you just I feel that shouldn't talk about politics because you're not educated. I'm getting very annoyed at this point with people. I don't mind certain celebrities speaking about shit if they're paying attention to politics, if they're really educating themselves, right? I do not like these old wishy-washy ass celebrities, and I'm just tired of voters. Some voters, if you're not paying attention to politics, I don't need to hear your opinion. If this is nothing that you consistently do, you don't pay attention because you live in your own life or you live in your own bubble and you just do your thing, and then elections come up and then you want to have a conversation about some bullshit that you have seen on the internet. Getting very sick of this shit. So let's listen to what Penny say. And I'm gonna break down some more of this shit.
Superstar Janet Jackson just did a wide-ranging interview with British newspaper The Guardian, but most of the focus is on when she was asked her thoughts on VP Kamala Harris possibly becoming the first black female president. She said, she answered by saying that she had heard that Harris's father was white, which we all know is false. And a staffer
now, let's just say this. Even so, if her father was white, because we at this point, Janet Jackson, I'm just going to assume you don't know what the fuck, you don't pay attention to shit other than what's going on around in your life. And my condolences go out to you. R.I.P. to Tito Jackson. You know what I mean? Gotta respect the Jackson name. I'm a Jackson. Okay? I might be related to Michael and them somewhere down the line somewhere. I don't know. Right? Somewhere down in the bloodline. Don't know. But so rest in power to Tito Jackson. Tell Mike I said what up. I'm just going to assume that Janet Jackson don't know shit about politics. She don't know what the fuck is going on. We don't really hear her speak about anything about others. She's a very, very private person. We do not hear anything about her. So I'm just going to say this. I don't need to hear from Janet Jackson. It is certain celebrity people that I know that, and I'm not saying that they don't care about other people. I'm just saying that they're just the type of people that they like to be, they too famous sometimes to get involved. And I get it, right? Especially a lot of black entertainers. I get that shit. But this shit, I don't want to hear from Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson, I'm going to tell you like I tell other black people that be trying to fuck up movements. Fuck up black movements because you, for some odd reason, out of touch, ain't in tune with your people like you supposed to. Shut the fuck up. Don't speak on our shit. Don't speak on our issues. Don't speak on Vice President Harris. She with us. However we have our dislikes about her or not, you can't talk about her because you don't pay attention. You're not in tune with your people. Let's just be real, Janet Jackson. We appreciate you. Listen, you one of us, but you ain't really one of us. You black, but you ain't really one of us because you don't be speaking on our issues. We don't see you speaking out. I didn't see her and George Floyd and none of that shit. I ain't seen no, I mean, come on. Colin Kaepernick, come on. We ain't seen her. So Janet Jackson, I'm going to tell you like I told Candace Owens, Stephen A. Smith, and I'm not saying you're a sellout or a coon or nothing. I'm saying shut the fuck up. This ain't the time for you to be giving your stupid ass opinions when you don't know nothing. Leave black people's name out your mouth. You don't represent what we're doing. We ain't saying you ain't black. We saying you don't represent what we're on. You ain't what we on. You ain't been at the cookout in a long goddamn time. When last time we seen Janet at the cookout? You're a distant relative. Shut your ass up. But anyway, let's move on. But like I said, what if our daddy was white and her mama's black? Because I'm assuming you don't know who the fuck Kamala Harris really is. I mean, Vice President Harris is. I'm assuming. And let me just say this to a lot of black folks out there. Some of you Negroes need to shut the fuck up. If you ain't gonna vote for her, don't vote for her. But don't be trying to fuck up what we trying to do over here. Because we're starting to see some of you stupid ass black people out there is getting ready to vote against your own well-being. And you can go ahead and do that. I don't give a fuck. At this point, we way too close in the election to be hearing from you, some of you stupid ass black folks. If you ain't what we doing, fine. Shut the fuck up. You ain't gonna vote? Shut the fuck up. We don't need your opinion. We don't need for you be trying to let these white supremacists use y'all to act like, oh, a lot of our black people gonna vote for Trump. No. Because all they're gonna do is, if it's gonna be like some of them undecided white voters, be like, well, shit, some of the black people ain't even fucking with her. Why would I go over there and fuck with her? That's all they trying to do. So for some of you Negroes, this ain't the time. This ain't the time. And like I said, y'all keep on fucking around, you're gonna fuck around and find out. Keep your fucking opinions to yourself if you ain't helping. And definitely if you ain't really paying attention. But anyway, let's move on. I'm getting real sick of this shit. Come on, Janet Jackson, man.
That he was fired for issuing an apology in her name and that her team certified he wasn't authorized to speak on her behalf. Now, Jackson has not responded to requests for comment, but no matter how you feel about celebs speaking out politically, is it okay for somebody to say, I don't know, I made a mistake?
No, that's not what she said. And second of all, listen, this whole notion, this is what I mean about niggas. I'm hoping and praying that Vice President Harris win and we take the House and the Senate and shit. Cause I'm really, really like sick of this time right now. And it ain't the racist people that's annoying me. It's the misinformed, uncooperative motherfuckers. And it's starting to not matter to me what color skin you are. Listen, you motherfuckers can't keep talking about you want something better and you're going to vote. If you're going to not vote, So you know, you kind of irrelevant anyway. But then you're gonna vote for somebody that's basically telling you that he's a racist. And the base is telling you they're racist. So money and shit means more to y'all than y'all health, y'all happiness and health. Is that what y'all telling me? Cause all money ain't good money. And I'm gonna tell you something. He ain't gonna give y'all shit. The man is lying. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this when I get in there. He said a lot of shit when he got in there. He ain't do half of the shit he said he was gonna do. The real big things that he said he was gonna do was tax cuts for the rich. He was definitely trying to get rid of Obamacare, but R.I.P. to John McCain. I'm like at this point I'm just like sick of a lot of people, bro. This is no lie to y'all, my people. This is why I stay to myself, man. Cause we got a lot of we just amongst the stupid. We're amongst the stupid. People bitch and complain about shit that they don't even know what they mad about. They can't even understand why they mad. But shit ain't going right. Why? It's a reason why shit ain't going right for you. But nobody wants to have that conversation. We just want to keep pointing blames. The government this, the government that. Listen, if we keep voting the wrong people in government, ain't nothing gonna get fixed. I'm just letting y'all know that now. You vote Trump in there and them Republicans and let them take control of the country. Watch what happens to your asses. See, me, I ain't going out like no sucker. I'ma die for what I stand for. I don't know about some of y'all. Y'all talk tough, but a lot of you motherfuckers gonna cower down and bitch out when them motherfuckers put laws in to make you motherfuckers feel especially women beneath them. Watch what happens. Y'all think it's a game. Go ahead. You motherfuckers think we gonna have another election if this nigga get in there. Okay, you gonna fuck around and find out. Let's move on, man.
Well, she hasn't said that. She made a mistake. We don't know what she said because it's been one thing and another. Look, I think Janet Jackson, like every other American, whether you're a celebrity or not, has a right to endorse, support, or not support whomever they want. So she's got every right to not like Kamala Harris if she doesn't want to.
But that's not what she said.
What she doesn't know, what she did was spread misinformation. And I think it's very irresponsible when you have a platform the way Janet Jackson.
Listen, Anna, I understand all that. The problem with that is she knows that. Janet Jackson is not a spring chicken. Janet Jackson been around a long motherfucking time. She know how big her voice is. She's motherfucking Janet Jackson. She ain't nobody. She is somebody. She knows this. So for her to say that, it's a reason why. And I'm going to get to the reason why. Because, see, I do my research and niggas don't pay attention. Niggas just automatically get mad at people when they say shit. No, I research. Why the fuck would she say some shit like that? So I started digging. Motherfuckers came up with this other shit about Michael. It ain't about that. I'm going to tell y'all exactly why she said what she said about Vice President Harris.
Janet Jackson does, to use that platform carelessly to spread misinformation based on a racist allegation by Donald Trump, right? It was Donald Trump who tried to say Kamala Harris just turned black. So let's just go through the 101. Kamala Harris is the daughter of two immigrants. Her mother is South Asian from India. Her father is black from Jamaica. Here is a picture for all of you who need, or for Miss Jackson.
And the bad part about it, her daddy looked like Huey Newton and shit. He looked like Huey Newton. No lie to y'all. Being real. And you know the bad part about it, we done got this crazy shit going on that where black people, I told y'all about some of our black folks. We like to play this colorism shit. Listen, if you are 30 and up, shit, fuck that. If you are 25 and up, if you are 25 years old and up, this whole notion that you niggas is playing around with other people's blackness because they're lighter than you or they darker than you or they mixed or some shit like that, when half our Negro niggas in this country is mixed with European. Because they fucked and they ain't fucked. They raped our motherfucking black women and black men. Oh, them white women was raping black men too, forcing them to fuck them. Basically blackmailing them. You don't fuck me, I'm gonna tell Massa on you. Tell my husband on you. Shit like that was going on. So a lot of our asses is mixed with European anyway. Why the fuck you think a lot of us got last names by former fucking slave owners? Why y'all think that? Our original ancestors' last name was some type of fucking African name. They stripped our whole identity from us. Our names. You niggas some of you Negroes need to really do history before y'all here questioning other people's blackness. Cause they lighter than you, they darker than you. Shut your stupid asses up. That's for when you fucking children and you don't know no better. Motherfuckers 25 and up still talking about, oh, she ain't black, she ain't claim being black. Candace Owens act like she don't like black people, but the bitch is still black. I don't see niggas saying she ain't black other than saying she a sellout, she a coon. But nobody saying that she ain't black. Nobody's questioning if her parents is black. What the fuck? And for Candace Owens and motherfuckers like her, bitch, you don't even like being black. What do you learn about if Vice President Harris, if it was true, that she just claiming black? Why you care? You don't even like being black. You coons, some of you coon ass niggas don't even like being black. That's why you go sell out to the white man every chance you niggas get. Grown ass men and women selling out to white people. White racist motherfuckers at that. Trying to fit in with racist white people. Ain't got no self-esteem. No morals and respect for your fucking selves. But you want to tell somebody else, question somebody else's blackness. Get the fuck out of here. I told you, listen, black people, I want to make this clear to all of us. Listen, you know why these motherfucking some of these white people and some of these minority people in this country don't respect us? Because we don't respect us. Whatever issues I got with Candace Owens, I ain't saying she ain't black. I ain't questioning is her parents black? Now her ancestors might be immigrants that came from over here from the islands or something, but they still black. They're just from a different continent. What the fuck? And listen, we call them sellouts and coons because we can't help that these sellout motherfuckers don't want to be black. They talk like they don't want to be black. They disrespect their own people like they don't want to be black. Ain't my fault. Ain't our fault. Every chance they get, they disrespect their people. Let's move on.
Nasty. Here's the damn picture.
I feel like a picture of Kamala Harris would have done the trick. I thought of it less from the perspective of Janet Jackson, who's an icon, and I refuse to say anything bad about. Listen, we forget that we live in information silos. This is so different than how the media was even 10 years ago, where people largely got their news and their information from legacy media, where there was a level of objectivity and a fact-checking involved. So if you...
First of all, no, it wasn't. Stop lying, bitch. We came to find out that the media is mad biased. We come to find out the media lie just as much. We found out the media lie a very lot. They push narratives. Oh, did you hear about CNN, Jake Taven, and Dana Bash pushing a narrative that Tlaib, Senator Tlaib, she was being anti-Semitic in an article? Come to find out, you read the article, she said nothing like anti-Semitic, said nothing racist or bigoted. But they went on a live broadcast and lied, and still haven't apologized. And if I'm Senator Tlaib, Congress Tlaib, I'm suing the shit out of CNN for spreading false information about me. That's how you stop a lot of this shit. You just on live TV lying and shit. So no, sorry, so-called I'm still a conservative woman, but I'm against Trump, but you sat there for almost 4 years and watched him destroy this goddamn country and separate the people. Fuck this bitch too. And then you get a little cushy job on The View. Really? Anyway, the media was always lying and pushing narratives. So it ain't no different than niggas going on the internet and just going on one side and listening to one certain shit that sounds like, let me just explain something to everybody. I'm not saying people you shouldn't come watch me and hear me. I'm saying you ain't got to only watch me. Go listen to other people. Always tell y'all, fact check. I don't give a fuck if I tell you these are facts. Still go fact check what I said. Because I don't want y'all to get comfortable or just y'all come here just to get information or get my thoughts on certain shit. Well, Kenny said it was true. I could be wrong about some shit sometimes. So fact check. Fact check me. Fuck out of here, man. Listen. That ain't no excuses for people to get in the bubble when you know the internet is filled with lies. You cannot get on the internet and don't find a conspiracy theory. You can find like thousands of fucking YouTube channels just lying, just making up shit. Out here conning people. And motherfuckers like, oh, you know, I listen to Fox and right wing. That's stupid. If that's all you listening to, you stupid. If you only listen to left wing shit, you stupid. You got to listen to both. And then you got to research a lot of that shit of what both sides are saying and find out what's the truth. That's how it works. It always worked that way. Now everybody want to make an excuse. Well, just the algorithm on the internet and they just pushing this on you. Listen, people, I remember I was looking up a story, right? And it was about Candace Owens. I did some shit. All of a sudden, right-wing shit started popping up in my shit. Like, you know, the algorithms, it just started popping up in the algorithm of mine. I don't be listening to right-wing shit. But I go listen to what some of the shit they say. Because I want to see how stupid they are. Listen, I tell all of y'all, nobody should be a Republican or a Democrat. We should all be independents. We should not be sitting out here just riding with one party when we're making important decisions about each other's lives. That's the problem with motherfuckers on the internet and problem in society. Everybody want to be a gang. Everybody want to be a part of something. How about sometimes you got to stand on your motherfucking own? Got all these Indians, but no chiefs. Move on. That's why the
You
government
perhaps
take
get, and I'm
fucking
just
us
saying
over.
this for an example, get all your news on Facebook and you lean right of center. That algorithm is monetized and going to tee up information that reinforces your own beliefs. If you're a Trump supporter online, you very likely won't encounter ever some of the worst things that he has said. The same does go for the left. I don't even know the partisan breakdown of what happened here, but my guess is she's not looking at great sources of media. And I say all this because it's why I
It
try to
ain't
not.
no such thing of great sources of media. Everybody's a little biased regardless of where you go to look for information. That's why it's always good to receive shit from both sides sometimes, or wherever you receive information, and go and research the shit yourself. But people are lazy. And I'm about to tell y'all the real reason why Janet Jackson said what she said about Vice President Harris. She said that shit because, I think he's the youngest in the family, Randy Jackson. He's a Trump supporter. He's her manager. And is her brother, so he spent a lot of time with her. Probably had her watching shit, listening to shit, cause she don't know shit. Janet Jackson lives in the bubble. Janet Jackson, and I ain't saying nothing wrong with it, but Janet Jackson got her baby and no man. Just to let me listen. I ain't saying it's something totally wrong with it, but it's a red flag. When a woman decides to go get a baby and don't have a man involved, something wrong with that. I ain't gonna say something wrong with it. It's a red flag. You don't want to date that woman. This woman thinks she's way too important to even give you some of her time. She got enough time. Only got enough time for her, and she want to have a baby, have her legacy or some bullshit like that. I don't know. That old feminist bullshit. I don't know. But all I'm saying is, listen, whenever a woman goes out and get a baby, where she get it, and it ain't no man involved, I'm saying, like, I understand some women can't have babies because, medical issues. But if you don't have no man and he ain't there to make a decision with you, help you with that, then no. No. That's a red flag for me. I'm sorry to tell y'all. And I'm going to be very, very honest about this. I wouldn't fuck with Janet Jackson. I don't give a fuck who it is. I don't give a fuck how big of a star you are. You should never fuck with her. Let her ass die alone with no man. No, for real. And let me just be real about this. And it's not to disrespect the Jacksons, but their whole fucking family is weird to me. The whole family weird. They do a lot of cruddy shit to each other. Got brothers having sex with other brothers' baby mamas and shit. Who does shit like that? Michael out here, God rest his soul, having babies and shit. The mother ain't involved. Like, that's weird shit. Who the fuck does that? Okay. Listen. They different black folks. That's all I'm saying. They different. I ain't saying they ain't black, but they different. No woman want to raise no kid on their own. I don't give a fuck if you rich or not. You want to have some time for yourself. Well, I'm sorry. She probably got a nanny. My bad. So it might all works out for her. It's still weird. And it's still a red flag. All I say is, Janet Jackson, shut the fuck up. Nobody gives a fuck about what you talking about. You ain't been speaking about nothing about black and injustice that been happening to black people. We don't want to hear about that. Now, Michael talk about it, but the rest of the Jackson family can kiss my ass. Every last one of them. Bunch of fucking freaks. Sitting around fucking each other brothers, baby mamas and shit and having babies by them. Their ex-wives and shit. What the fuck? Oh, weirdo ass niggas. First of all, nigga, you fuck my baby mama and get her pregnant. We ain't family no more. I don't give a fuck we broke up or not, nigga. That's my baby mama, nigga. I don't know. I told you they weirdos. They raised different. Where we come from, you get fucked up, fuck around, get killed doing some shit like that. Nigga kill you over that. You fuck his baby, your brother fuck your baby mama? Shit, your cousin can get killed doing some shit like that. If it's your cousin, he could be your third cousin. You'll kill that motherfucker. Okay. Weirdos. Just being real. Let's move on.
Try to not have judgment with Trump voters. Instead, I try to engage them because I find people who are highly educated, highly successful that support.
First of all, that's bullshit. Everything she get ready to say is bullshit. She said, "Oh, I found out some Trump supporters they highly educated and all this, but they're getting wrong information." That's basically what she's gonna say. I'm gonna let her finish. Hold on.
Him, but they often don't know of some of the biggest scandals or the worst things that he's said about people.
Well, who fault is that? If these are the most brightest, they very intelligent and bright, they don't know about the shit that you talking about, and I do, and they got the most education, more education than I do. They got all the degrees, and they don't know what he did. That's bullshit. Sorry to tell y'all that, man. Listen, America needs to start as people. We have to really start taking self-responsibility and stop trying to blame others. Or try to act like, oh, well, you know, I'm over in this little bubble. Well, get the fuck out that bubble. Bust that bitch. Or leave that bubble alone. Once you leave, get out of that bitch. Leave it there. Happy birthday, Brian. Milestone, 30 years old. Happy birthday to you, bro. Shit, boy. Well, remember when I turned 30, I ain't gonna lie to you. When I turned 30 and shit, I'm trying to think. I know like 2 years after that, I was damn near suicidal. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was fucked up in my life. In my 30s, I turned 30, boy. I ain't know what the fuck I wanted. I felt I was lost at 30. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, I didn't know what the fuck. I didn't know the reason I was even here on Earth. It's like, what the fuck, man? It's like I wasted 30 years, it seemed like. I don't know what the fuck. It was almost like how motherfuckers had midlife crisis. I think I got mine at 30. I was like 30 years old, I had a midlife crisis. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I was like, what the fuck have I been doing with... Because my 20s was a blur, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, man. It was almost like I went from being this street thug nigga, right? To all of a sudden, I'm this responsible dude, going to work, got married, taking care, you know, my wife's sisters and shit. We was raising her sisters and shit. It's like I ain't even enjoy my 20s. It was like shit just happened so fast. I didn't get to enjoy. Usually in your 20s, that's when usually people enjoy their lives, enjoy their youth a little bit, because it's like you old enough to do a lot of shit now that you normally couldn't do when you was in your teens and shit. So, you know what I mean? You ain't got to hide what you like to do and shit like that. You get what I mean? It was I always tell people I grew up too fast, honestly. But I, couldn't help that and shit. I didn't get raised by parents, so, But shout out to you, man. Hopefully you have a blessed day, man, for your birthday, man. And enjoy that shit. This is the last little hip hop you got left. Because in about 3 years, that shit is gone. You got about 3 more years. You in your prime right now. And in about 3 years, you're going to be out your prime. Girls ain't going to look at you the same. Them young girls ain't going to want to fuck with you like that no more. You ain't gonna be able to get none of them 20-something-year-old girls unless you gotta really go out your way to try to impress them. But at that point, you probably be so mature at that time, you ain't got time to be trying to impress nobody. You got about you got about 35. 35 is when shit really slows down. And it depends in the next 3 or 4 years of how shit in your life picks up. But, you know, enjoy your 30, man. Really enjoy these next 30 years, because the shit gonna hit you like a motherfucking woo. It's gonna hit you hard. Cause you gonna be like, man, I gotta get some shit done. Cause it's gonna seem like you ain't got shit, you ain't really get a lot of shit done. Cause you probably, hopefully you enjoyed your 20s. Cause it's gonna seem that way. Anyway, let's move on.
People or things that he's done. And I think if you take the judgment out and just kind of get back to facts and then trying to persuade people, it helps.
Well, this is the sorry, Sonny. This is the number one.
What I wanted to say. Yeah, listen, I'm not trying to have a conversation with Trump supporters. Trump supporters are the stupidest people on earth because they're racist. Now, ask yourselves. I don't give a fuck what color skin you are, but if you ain't racist or bigoted or no shit like that, do you really want to sit down and have a conversation with some racists to try to explain to them how stupid they are? Like, really, genuinely, I mean, ask yourselves that. Nobody wants to sit down and explain themselves to a fucking racist. I'm not doing that. It ain't my fault they stupid. Fuck out of here. Let's move on.
One most severe warning in the short term we have globally. Misinformation and disinformation. The World Economic Forum said this is our greatest risk in the next few years, and it's not just this country, it's everywhere. And a few reasons. You mentioned that, you know, you've got the algorithm, but you also have internal people like, you know, Donald Trump, who ironically created or coined the term fake news, willingly and on the daily, it seems, perpetuating false stories on purpose. But then you also have foreign adversaries. We recently learned of Russia paying millions of dollars to content creators to keep them doing this. So
now, can I just say this too? It ain't hard to trick human beings, though. Believe it or not. Look at a lot of religious folks. These motherfuckers ain't never met God. They ain't never seen God. They ain't never talked to God. They ain't never been to hell or heaven. But these motherfuckers believe. It's very easy to trick people. People, listen, when I found out how easy it is to like manipulate people, because it's very easy to manipulate people. That's why people get in gangs and shit like that. It's easy. Even get in the street life, the shit I was in, it's very easy to recruit people. Right? Listen, this is why I stopped being religious. This is partly one of the reasons. I stopped being religious for that reason, and I stopped being a Democrat. Because I seen how easy it is to manipulate people. And one thing about me, I don't want people to do something to me. I don't want to do something to people that I don't want nothing, the same thing to happen to me. So I like, nah, I don't want to be a part of that shit. I don't want to even think that way, because it's easy to manipulate people. Especially when they don't know shit. Listen, people, it's like a lie. You can spread a lie. A lie, you can spread the rumor of a lie around. You know how it used to be back in the day, people, where like niggas be trying to lie, say, oh, they fucked this chick. And then they spread that shit all around, like, yeah, you know, what's the name? Fuck, what's the name? Yeah, like, and that shit spread, and then come to find out this nigga lying. That's how easy it is to manipulate people. So, a part of me, am I really, really shocked that a lot of people fuck with Trump? No, not really. But it's almost, it's frustrating and it's almost saddening, because I see how easy it is for these people to be manipulated. Honestly, it's very easy to manipulate these type of people. When you believe in something, when somebody gets you to believe in something, it's hard to shake out of that shit. That's a gangbanger, nigga. They listen. You can know this shit is wrong, and you still make excuses in your mind because you believe. I would talk to like a gangbanger, like a motherfucker, like a crippled blood or something. I'm telling you, some of them niggas, man, Baltimore niggas, Chicago niggas, street gangs, like them niggas don't make no sense, bro. If you really genuinely listen to niggas when they talk about shit, like you hear motherfuckers talk, that shit don't make no sense. You be like, what? My niggas is this, my niggas is that. And niggas around like, yeah, nigga, yeah, nigga. I'm trying to tell ya, listen, it is not hard to manipulate people. That's why, like, when I was out in the street and shit, I was a rebel. It was almost like, yo, you couldn't control me, bro. You know what I mean? I had niggas everywhere. I fuck with them, everybody, but my main niggas was my main niggas. But I fuck with a lot of niggas. So you couldn't, like, say, oh, put me in the box. You couldn't do shit like that. I always been like that. Always been a natural born leader. Always been a rebel. Always been somebody that you can't control me. I wasn't built like that. I wasn't raised like that. And mainly, and I believe it mainly came because I didn't get raised by parents. So it's kind of like I had to find out shit on my own to see what was right and see what was wrong and pick up certain things that seemed right and seemed wrong. Or, you know, what was right and what was wrong. Didn't have people to sit there, like a parent sit down and teach me shit. Or that one role model that just did that for me all the time. They didn't. I never had that. My grandma was a big inspiration in my life, but she was taking care of everybody. She couldn't just sit there with me. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. My whole point is it's easy to manipulate people. So it's not hard for me to see people in this era with the internet just kind of believe in anything they see. It's very easy to do that. But I get frustrated because I'll be like, yo, well, stop talking to me like you really actually know what you're talking about. Right? Because I think that's what annoys me more, when people sit there and they try to have conversations with me and they don't know what the fuck they talking about. They really genuinely don't. A lot of it all just come off of feelings or what they feel. No facts behind it. It's just, you know, man, I feel this way or I experience this way. But that don't mean shit is really like that, because just because you're experiencing some shit doesn't mean that everybody experiences that way. And people fail to realize that. But anyway, let's move on.
The big message here is going back to like journalism 101 or just education 101, which is you never single source a story. When you're looking anywhere in journalism, we're always taught you have to back it up. In media, for as much flack as media gets for being leaning, we can get fired or in trouble for not being able to source where we got our story. But the other part of this story that bothers me is the whole identity issue. The fastest growing group in this country is multiracial.
Well, first of all, you got one network, and we know this for a fact. Fox News. They intentionally lie. That's a part of their brand, is to lie. So, yeah, a real journalist, I mean, listen, the crazy part about it, it's a lot of people over there at Fox, and that was there recently, you know, there before, that was real journalists. They went to journalism school. But, you know, Fox News is just it's not even a reality show over there. It's just a lie show. A lie network. They just a liar network. They just lie about shit. It's almost like, I mean, you can call it like a you know how like a lot of reality shows are scripted and shit. That's what Fox News is. But they playing around with people's lives, and that's that's the serious part of it. If this shit was just fun and giggles what Fox News does and shit like that, then nobody would take that shit serious like that, right? We'd just look at Fox News like that's entertainment, right? But they actually really saying real cruel and bad and fucked up shit and putting targets on people's backs, acting like they are really journalists. They doing journalist work and lying to people and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's bad. And like I said, hopefully the young folks, we might be dead and gone when this may happen, but hopefully the young folks that get, when we, 30 years from now, hopefully they'll look back at Fox News, and Fox News ain't gonna be shit, hopefully by then, and you just look at Fox News, or maybe they change up and really do journalism, like they supposed to, and look at it and be like, yo, Fox News was a dangerous network. And in our time right now, Fox News is very, very dangerous. They are intentionally misleading people, lying. Let's move on.
Individuals, not by multiracial individuals. So asking people, what are you? My biracial friends always struggled with they weren't white enough or they weren't black enough, and they were always left in the middle. The middle is where the world is headed. Yes. And so we need to be more open about people's identities and what they identify
First of all,
as.
no, we're not there. That's not where we headed. We don't know where the fuck we headed. Because let me just say this, as a person that is mixed with some things. Listen, I never questioned my blackness, right? Like I never had, and I know I'm mixed with a lot of shit, but I never questioned if I was black. Nobody could tell me that I wasn't black. And I remember niggas used to play a lot of those, not play, but motherfuckers make fun of that colorism shit. And I used to always get stuck in the middle of that shit because I wasn't dark, and I wasn't as light. So I'm like a brown caramel. But I knew why I was the color I was. Right? But I never looked at myself as like I wasn't black because I wasn't dark or I wasn't light enough. I just never, even though I experienced colorism, but I just never, it didn't matter to me. Like, I'm black. And like I said, my first reality that hit me, that no matter about these niggas sitting here trying to question somebody's blackness or playing this colorism game that you live in a community with, when you lead the motherfucking community, regardless of all shades of colors of these black people that's playing this colorism game, when all three of us go into a certain part of a neighborhood that we don't both belong, because it's a white neighborhood, and they tell you, get your ass out there, they ain't just talking about the dark-skinned one or the light-skinned one or the motherfucker that's a blend of both, which was me. They don't give a fuck about that. Get your nigger ass out of here. They ain't give a damn what shade color you was. You was a nigger. So right then and there, I think I was maybe about 6 or 7, maybe when that shit first happened. When I first experienced my first racism. About 6 or 7 years old. When I knew it didn't matter about all this colorism bullshit that we was doing. In our little community of shades of different colors of black people. Because when them racist white people seen you was a nigger. And it didn't matter. And so from right there and there, at the age of 6 or 7, I think I was probably 6 or 7 years old. At the age of 6 or 7, I knew right there, I ain't give a fuck about what these niggas, y'all stupid. Because when them white people see any color shades of us, we all niggas to them. And I learned that at a young age. So I get annoyed with black people playing that colorism shit now. Especially grown ass adults. It's actually annoying. You're actually despicable. And you sound stupid. Or question somebody that's black. Is they black? They black. Now they may not act like the culture of a black American culture. Or really get down like some of our black folks do on certain shit. But that don't mean they ain't black. You got certain black people that grew up different. It just is what it is. Shit, there's niggas from Baltimore that's very different from niggas in LA. We black people though. The atmosphere is different. There's certain shit you can't do in LA that I can do down here in Baltimore. There's certain shit in LA they can't do down here in Baltimore. It's like that. But black people, we don't understand that. We think all black people gotta think the same, walk the same, look the same, wear the same clothes and shit. Like, come on, man. Nah, man. And this shit all goes back from white supremacy. Systemic racism. Black people, we haven't got over slavery. I'm telling y'all, it's showing now. It's really showing now in 2024. You would think that we would at least be grown from a lot of this shit. But we're teaching this shit to the young folks. And I'm talking to a lot of the elders now. You motherfuckers are some of y'all are out of pocket. Some of you motherfuckers are too old for this shit. You should know better by now. And you still playing these colorism games? Okay. And you wonder why the kids fucked up. Let's move on.
Yeah, and have some grace.
Well, I do think you get to identify yourself, and being one of the multiracial people here at the table, I will say this. I would handle this the way Kamala Harris has, and that is to give it no air. I think Kamala is breaking barriers just by being in
First
the
of
room.
all, I respect that from Vice President Harris, because you know her and Michelle Obama, they tight. You know how Michelle is. When they go low, we go high. That's cool. I understand that. She a politician. I get that part. I ain't a politician. I'ma tell some of you niggas, cut that shit out. All it is colorism, nigga, and it's self-hate. You niggas are self-hating each other. You hate yourself. You probably hate listen, when niggas play that colorism game, questioning people's blackness and shit, you know what that is? It's because they probably jealous of the other person. That's all it is. That's all it is. Because we all know light-skinned people kind of can do certain different things. Certain dark-skinned niggas get some, can do some certain things that light-skinned motherfuckers can't do. It just is what it is. Just be real. And I want to tell people something. And it's all over white pussy, too. That's how a lot of that shit started off, especially for black men. It used to be back in the day that Chocolate Brothers was in. They can get all the women. They get black, white. The darker the black man is, the more attracted women was to them. Then somewhere around maybe the early 90s and shit, light-skinned niggas started, you know what I mean? And then they was the shit. Then it switched again with the dark-skinned brothers again. Then light-skinned niggas, it's all a cycle. But for some odd reason, we ain't figured this shit out yet. We keep allowing white supremacy still run amok amongst us and play these stupid games amongst each other. We got to do better, bro. We got to do better, people. We got to learn. We should have been learning from a lot of this shit by now. Especially a lot of us, if you are over 30 years old, you should know better. I'm being dead honest about this. Unless you get a black person that come out here and don't claim that they black and they don't like being black or some shit like that, then you can say, fuck that nigga. That's different. The motherfucker don't want to be black. I hate being black. Unless you hear him say that, you can't question nobody blackness. I don't question Candace Owens being black. I just say she ain't one of us. She ain't like us. She ain't like us. She a distant relative. You know you don't fuck with all your relatives like that. That's Candace Owens. And the rest of them sellout ass cool. Stephen A, all of them. Jason Whitlock, all of them motherfuckers. Move on.
Regardless of whether Janet Jackson thinks she's black or white or Indian, the very fact that she is in the room deconstructs, in my view, the alleged societal norms that we've seen in the nearly 250 years of this country of what a presidential candidate looks like. And so I think that is what matters most. And I also...
shout out to my brother LT in the better. Listen, AL. Listen, that whole, what's his name? Matt Adams. Listen. First of all, that nigga already was, listen, let me just say this. That nigga came in seeming like he was a crook. He's one of those black people that seem like, listen, let me just say this. And maybe it's just me. And it might just be me. When I hear any black person that I don't even want to say it like that. Listen. If you do believe in the system, right? You believe in law enforcement. I get that part, right? But if you never say that it ain't no injustice in the police, and we gotta work some things out with law enforcement and in the community, if you don't be at least like have a balance of that shit, or where like you not really trying to take a side, but you let motherfuckers know on both sides, like, look, law enforcement's here for a reason. You know, we need law enforcement and shit like that, right? But then you let law enforcement know, hey, I'm black. The black community, we've been going through some things, and they don't trust the police. We gotta get it together. It's almost saying that, right? But if you ain't doing that, and you doing too much of kissing ass to the police, law enforcement to me, then nigga, you already it's already a red flag goes up. My antennas go up on the nigga. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. So listen, this nigga, he sounded like he was on some bullshit. Honestly, so am I really shocked that Matt Adams got caught up in a motherfucking scandal? No. Listen, people, it is three places that I know for a fact that has the most corrupt police department and politicians in the world. It's three states. It's three. Top three. That is California, that is New York, and that is Maryland. Our politicians and law enforcement is crooked as a bitch. We got the worst systems in the country. They are top three. They are top three. And listen, I ain't gonna rank them of like who 1, 2, or 3, but they top three. And I know this for a fact. We got the most corrupt politicians and corrupt law enforcement in the country. Top 3. You may want to throw Chicago or maybe Louisiana behind that, maybe. But, and then Detroit or something like that. But, and man, top 3, Maryland, New York, and California, and LA. Worst fucking politicians in the country. Worst law enforcement in the country. Mad corrupt. So, it didn't shock me. It didn't shock me, people. A lot of this shit don't shock me. These motherfuckers been getting away with doing corrupt shit for so long, it's almost normal to them. Believe it or not. Let's move on.
I also think that when you are biracial or multiracial, you do get to identify yourself in any way in which you choose to identify yourself. Now, she has identified herself as a black woman. She has also said that her mother is Asian. She didn't just become black. And so it's unfortunate that Janet Jackson, an icon, admittedly said, I don't know, I haven't been reading the news these past
Imagine, I don't know how many Jamaican people y'all been around, but listen, only thing I do really know about, like, in Jamaica, they don't play that calling black people niggas and shit. Calling them niggas. They don't play that shit. They don't play that. You gotta watch your mouth. And listen, and they will check you right then and there. They don't give a fuck who you are. They'll tell you, man, don't call me a nigga, man. Right then and there. They don't give a fuck. They don't play that shit. That's one thing, I say that's one thing about Jamaicans. They don't play that shit. Our brothers over there, mainly our brothers don't play that shit. Over there. Our Jamaican brothers, they don't play that shit. And don't get me wrong. Listen, it's Jamaicans over there that don't like black Americans. I'm just telling y'all that now. It ain't that they think that we arrogant. It's something about the culture over there. Fuck shit goes on over there. Nobody's saying that, right? But you gotta imagine. And see, I always tell black people this. This is why we are, black Americans are unique, right? In a way. And it hurts us in a way, right? We unique in a way, but we get hurt by this. Because if you go to Jamaica, when all they see is themselves, right? So, even if they go to the suburbs of Jamaica, right? They see themselves. They see themselves in the government. They see, you know what I mean? The biggest businesses around. They see themselves. So, for us, we unique in that way that where we know how to adapt. A lot of black people from different continents and shit like that, like even Jamaica or whatever, right? They don't know how to adapt. That's why if you see a lot of African descent, African immigrants come over here, they stay amongst themselves. Even though we look just like them. But they know we black Americans. But they don't know how to adapt. It takes them a minute to adapt. If you put me over in Jamaica, nigga, I can adapt. I adapt over that bitch if I was living in Jamaica. I could adapt over there. Shit, you put me anywhere around the world, I could adapt. Because my experiences, yeah, I grew up amongst my own, but when I went outside of my own, I seen different. shit looked different to me. Culture was different. I hung around Arabs. I hung around Muslims. I hung around Native Americans. I hung around Chinese and Japanese people, Korean people. I hung around Mexicans, white folks. Like, so it's even you experience the good and bad with all those cultures though. They don't experience none of that shit. So that's why a lot of times it's unique that we kind of special in that way as Black Americans. But it didn't. I actually be a little jealous of some of our brothers and sisters because I wish we was unified like that. I wish we would take care of each other like they take care of each other. I wish we would do that. We used to back in the day, like, you know what I mean? But we don't do that shit now. So it's a good and a bad thing that we somewhat multicultural and we see other races of people, but it's kind of bad too. Because we don't know how to stick together for shit. That's always Black people number one issue. That's our number one issue. We do not know how to stick together. And it hurts us in the long run. That's why other races and other cultures disrespect us the way they do. Just being real with our people in America. About Black folks in America. Let's move on.
These past few days. So I don't know if it comes from misinformation. I don't know if it comes from a lack of information, but all I know is that I don't want to give it this much air.
But
Well,
Janet Jackson's got a
unfortunately, no,
phone,
well,
right?
hold on. Yeah, she's got a phone. Janet Jackson is not a political animal.
Yeah.
She does. She's a musician. Her life is doing this, and she's mourning her brother. So
That's right. Tito just died.
I am. You know, I.
First of all,
sometimes
that's not an excuse. Because Tito didn't die when when she did this article. I told you this shit was almost over a month ago. So Tito wasn't dead. Tito didn't die like, he was sick or something. He just had a heart attack. So it wasn't like they was going through something. Michael been dead over a decade. So like, no. Now Joe just died, but you really think they miss Joe? Come on now. And God rest Joe's soul. I ain't trying to disrespect Joe Jackson, but come on. But no. I'm not making no excuses with Janet Jackson. I say this to all them celebrities. I don't give a fuck if they Black or white. I don't give a fuck. If you don't pay attention to politics, don't start speaking on shit you know nothing about. I told regular folks that. I don't give a fuck if you a superstar or not. If you don't pay attention to politics like you supposed to and educate yourself, shut the fuck up. We don't need your opinion. I don't give a fuck. You know what I would have told the person that asked me about it? I said no comment. I'm not a political person. I stay out of politics. I could respect that. But when you start saying bullshit out your mouth like this with Janet Jackson, the fuck out of here. Fuck Janet Jackson. You say this bullshit, sit your ass down. And I know why you did it.
sometimes I've said stuff, and I was wrong. But people want you to say something right away. But when people are coming at you saying, "Hey, you're not paying, you're dumb, you don't know," you don't want to answer people, especially if
And you're afraid you'll get it wrong and answer it.
and it is a pain in the butt.
No, Ashley, no, it's not. Because all you got to do is say no comment. I don't have a comment on that. I don't know nothing about it. So I can't speak on something I don't know. That's very easy to do. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Mind you, these supposed to be the brightest people in America. Some would say the world. Come on, man. No, I'm not. No, man. No, man. I'm not giving celebrities pass. I'm not giving regular people passes for being ignorant and stupid. I'm not doing that. Sorry. Especially if you if you are over 30 years old. I am not giving you a pass. If you are 30 and over, I am not giving you a pass. No. Not with some of these issues. I'm not giving you a pass. And then you say some real ignorant shit that damn near you know you got. The motherfuckers gonna be like, Janet Jackson even say it. Racist people, excuse me, because that's all they wait on. They listen. I told you, they hate black people, but they wait for what black people say. What black people gonna say about it? Now you got some stone cold racists that don't give a fuck about black people, but a lot of white people, they be pretending that they're not bigots. Trying to act like they're not bigots. In the closet bigots. And they shit, the black people said I can say it. That's how they do that. I told you, black people, a lot of y'all don't listen to me, man. Listen, we are the culture. They wait on us to say something. But we too goddamn ignorant that we don't even, I ain't even say ignorant. We so goddamn, we have so much low self-esteem of ourselves, we don't even recognize it. They be sitting there, they wait on us to say shit. Look what they did to Caitlin Clark. When Caitlin Clark just said, I like the post with what Taylor Swift said, look at her, like damn near almost half of her fan base started hating her. Because they were a bunch of racists. I told you, you got to watch who your support is. And watch who you hang around or who you allow supporting you. That's why it's very important that you understand, you let people know who you are and what you stand for. And stand on principles and have morals. It is very important. Because you can attract ignorant people. No matter what color skin you are, you can attract ignorant people, man. That's why I tell motherfuckers, listen, man. I got friends of mine, family members. I don't hang around motherfuckers for a reason, nigga. It's not because I'm this much of a house body. It's not that, I don't hang around people because you, and it may sound arrogant, but it's not. I'm not trying to be, put it that way. Listen, my the way I think is so above others, and they're not on my level of thinking, and they don't see life as simple as I see it. It's always like, if you be around some people, they make life complicated. It's not even complicated. Racism not complicated. Racism is not complicated, people. You know, notice now we in 2024, everybody trying to pretend like, oh, it's complicated. Is he really being racist or not? No, nigga, it's not complicated. If you saying racist shit out your mouth, that's how you feel. If you're saying anti-Semitic shit, that's how you feel. If you're saying homophobic shit, that's how you feel. Especially if you're over 30. If you're over 30, you have no excuses to be trying to justify shit. Or justify what other motherfuckers say. No, they say some fuck shit, you say some fuck shit, it's how you feel. It's not complicated. At that point, at 30 years old, you should know fully well what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. I keep telling people, if you don't want somebody to say something fucking cruel and fucked up to you, why would you want to do it? I don't give a fuck if I don't like certain shit. Motherfuckers that sitting here and be acting like, oh, I agree with all the gay shit. I don't. I criticize it, but be respectful while I'm criticizing it. You ain't got to go full all the way in racist and bigoted and homophobe. You don't. Hey man, I don't like that shit. And explain yourself. But be respectful. That's all. The problem with a lot of Americans, you lost respect. You don't respect yourselves, so why would you respect others? You don't give a fuck about yourself, really. So why would you give a fuck about anybody else? That's why we lost it. That's why this orange nigga, this orange Klan member can sit here and dictate your thought process. Can separate you like that. I tell y'all this all the time. I don't have the energy and the patience to have conversations with racist people. It's a waste of time. Like, yo, I'm 40 something years old. Dude. What conversation are we having about your ignorant shit? I'm not trying to have a conversation with ignorant people. I'm sorry. I don't have the patience for that shit. I'm not wasting my energy on that. I don't even hang around fuck shit because it fucks up my energy. I don't even like to keep that type of energy around. So why would I even want to be around hateful shit? Or hateful people saying hateful shit and try to have a conversation and explain why they hateful shit is wrong. Grown ass people. Nah, bro, I ain't doing that. Sorry. I got other shit
I
to
have
do.
to tell you. So sometimes people get it wrong and they're wrong. They made a mistake. They were wrong.
First of all, that ain't what happened. She even knew that she was wrong. And she fired somebody that worked for her because he sent out an apology because he was trying to look out for her stupid ass. And she fired him. So no, she knew she was wrong. She didn't care. So like I say, once again, I don't have the energy and the patience for stupid people. Janet Jackson, fuck you. Nobody is trying to hear anything you saying. You are one. Listen, first of all, it ain't nothing else you can ever do in your career to ever make you better than Michael Jackson. None of them niggas. None of them. The whole family. Michael was always special. He was bigger than y'all. Even him being passed away, he's still bigger than y'all. So, now you may be the second best out of the family or whatever, but let's just be real. When we start talking about some icons and greats, Janet Jackson ain't there. Only good thing Janet can do is dance. See, now I'm being petty at this point because I'm sick of Janet. I'm sick of people like Janet Jackson. Listen, Janet, you ain't that special. You ain't Michael Jackson. You can't sing. Let's just be real, people. She can sing just like who can't really sing that good. Ain't that she can't sing, but she ain't on that level like motherfuckers talking about top 20, 25 singing, females or males, right? Janet Jackson ain't up there. She like Ciara, nigga. Ciara can't sing. Ciara can dance her ass off. She get with the right people that make her get the right hits and the right songs. But Ciara can't sing. And Janet Jackson can't sing either. Janet Jackson need other people to write her shit and all that. Michael Jackson, he had his own choreography. He could, you know what I mean, his own dance move, come up with his shit. He wrote a lot of his shit. And he was the king of pop. This nigga is bigger than Elvis. Like, let's stop. This nigga bigger than the Beatles. Like, what we talking about here? Janet Jackson ain't on their level. Motherfucker, she's an icon. Icon to who? Janet Jackson ain't no icon. Can we be real for a minute? Janet Jackson had one album in the 2000s. If I ain't mistaken, maybe one. And to be generous, I'll give her 2. But nobody give a fuck about no motherfucking Janet Jackson, nigga. Even though when Mike dropped this shit in 2000, when he dropped, niggas, it was anticipated. This Michael Jackson get ready to come out, nigga. Woo! Even though everybody like, it wasn't all that, Mike, you know, but we was anticipating that album. Ain't nobody anticipating no motherfucking Janet Jackson album, nigga. Let's be real. Fuck out of here, man. If Mike right now, they got some shit that ain't never been out, Mike got some shit in the vault, which I believe he probably do. I guarantee motherfucker you, we be looking for his album over Janet. Fuck out of here. Nigga, if you told me Tina Turner was coming out with a new album, nigga, I'd probably get that Tina Turner album before I get Janet Jackson. I mean, let's just be real. Fuck out here, Janet. You ain't all that. You ain't that important. You ain't on that level. You only reason anybody even praise you like that because you are a Jackson. You a Michael Jackson little sister in them. You Michael Jackson little sister in them. Fuck out of here. You ain't Mike. Like, let's be real. Now, let's be real. On real tip, Beyonce bigger than her. And better than her. Like, let's be real. Come on now. Fuck out of here, man. Janet Jackson ain't no motherfucking icon, nigga. She great, but she ain't no icon. There's levels to this shit. She ain't no motherfucking icon. Fuck out of here. Beyonce? She's somewhat an icon. Right now. Let's be real. Chaka Khan, icon. Patti LaBelle, icon. Janet Jackson, she great. Whitney Houston, icon. Like, come on, let's stop here. Janet Jackson ain't on them levels. She ain't never been on them levels. Let's just be real, nigga. She Michael Jackson little sister in them. So miss me with the Janet Jackson shit. Janet Jackson want to listen to her little brother Randy because he a self-hating Negro that's a Trump supporter. Then fuck him and fuck her too. I told you motherfuckers that's gonna fuck with Trump. Fuck all y'all. Fuck out of here. Who the fuck is Randy? You one of the less Jacksons, nobody. Nigga, we know Reby more than we know Randy. And Reby, and I think Reby might have had an album. But we know Reby, nigga, before we know Randy. Fuck out of here, man. Let's be real. Shit, nigga, we know LaToya, and LaToya is only known for being messy. And you put an album out. Fuck out of here. Nigga crazy. Ain't no way my motherfucking brother is Michael Jackson, nigga, and I'm working at a motherfucking gas station. I think that was one of his jobs he had. Nigga, you crazy. Hey, Mike, nigga. Can I come work for you? I'll be your personal assistant, brother. Hey, you ain't gonna never catch me working at no money. I would never work a regular job. If Michael Jackson was my brother, nigga, come on. I'm gonna tell you why a lot of them Jackson niggas, why a lot of them ain't receive a lot of the money or stay relevant like that. Let me tell y'all why. Because them niggas didn't understand. Them niggas thought they was bigger than Mike. And Mike, like, nigga, I got to get away from y'all niggas, man. And it was mainly because of Joe, but them niggas was doing shit to Mike. He love his brothers and sisters. Don't get me wrong. Mike loved his brothers and sisters. But don't get that shit wrong, man. Mike ain't fuck with them like that. I'm just telling y'all. When Mike got big, nigga, listen. When Mike dropped Thriller, man, get the fuck out here. Nigga, Mike started fucking with, even before Mike dropped Thriller. Right? Even before Mike dropped Thriller. Mike already knew he was better than all them niggas. The whole family, he knew he was bigger than all of them. That's why everybody was trying to ride Mike coattail. Them niggas was so, listen, his own family was jealous of Mike. I think the only person that probably wasn't jealous of Mike was probably his mother and Reby. The rest of them motherfuckers was jealous. All of them. Janet did an interview a while ago where she said, it was a while ago, it was a long time ago, and she said, Michael always told me to do my own thing so you wouldn't be in my shadow. Mike ain't tell her ass that. He ain't tell her that. She was trying to stand out on her own. She was trying to stand out on her own. And it's just, yo, would you be a little envy towards a motherfucker like Mike and he your brother? Yeah, of course. But jealousy? Nah. I couldn't be ever jealous of if Michael Jackson was my brother. I could never be jealous. Hey, man, I be around Mike all the time. I be trying to learn from this nigga. How you doing this shit, Mike? I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to know the people he knows. I mean, yo. Listen, people. I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm not saying Janet wasn't special. But, because outside of Michael, she the only one really shine only on talent. Let's just be real. I'm not saying none of them had no talent. But they couldn't take that talent and do what Mike and Janet did. But, and shout out to Janet though. She wanted to outdo Mike. And she looked up to Mike. I ain't gonna say I don't even think she was, I ain't gonna say she was ever jealous of Mike. I just think that she idolized him to a way that, like, I'm trying to be on his level or bigger than him. And that's good competition. So I ain't gonna never say that. But don't, you know, this whole notion that motherfuckers want to be acting like Janet is. No, Janet ain't even fucking with Patty, nigga. She ain't on that level. Nigga, if motherfuckers ask me right now, what a concert that I would go to, Janet or Patti LaBelle. Nigga, I'm going to a Patti LaBelle show, nigga. She ain't got the dance and none of that. You just hear Patty voice, nigga. She do that shit, nigga. Classic. I'm going to watch Patty. Shaka Khan. You ask me who gonna, nigga, I'm going to watch Shaka Khan. Sorry. And listen, I'm a big Janet Jackson fan. Like, don't get this wrong. I love Janet. Music. I love her. But this shit here, she out of pocket, man. And I'm being a little petty, but she out of pocket. Fuck out of here. She know better. You 50-something years old, Janet. Come on now. Come on now. Don't do that shit. Don't be out here tap dancing and shit. Oh, I heard her daddy was white. Who the fuck? Where you hear that from? I ain't never heard her daddy was white. Never heard that. And when I first seen Vice President hers, I knew she was mixed with something. Before I even knew who the fuck she was, I knew she was mixed with something. But I ain't think. Now, do I think she might have was mixed with white? Yeah, probably. But I ain't assume, oh, her daddy probably white. Or I heard her daddy was white. No, nigga. Where the fuck she heard that from? Her daddy was white. People, listen, we gotta do better, man. As black people, man. Listen, people, I know in the last couple of shows, right? I know I've been hard on our people, right? It might seem that way, but I'm concerned. I'm very, very concerned about us. That we're like not paying attention to what the fuck is actually really going on around us. And no lie to you, because I go back and I read some of Martin Luther King letters and shit. And he was saying in letters, it was like he felt like it was a good thing that we wasn't segregated, we got rights and shit like that, but then he felt like, a part of him felt like he made a mistake. Cause he's seen something that we didn't see when he was sitting down with them racist ass white folks. Honestly. And knowing that Martin felt that way. And Martin was about peace and love, bringing people together, and for him to feel that way, I look at this shit now and I see our people. I'm like, I see what he's seen. He kind of predicted this shit, even though he didn't get a chance to see all the work he put in for us. Motherfuckers like that kind of can predict shit that, like, I think I might have fucked up. Like, they prophets. That's why he's special. That's why Martin is Martin. Malcolm is Malcolm. They prophets, bro. It's certain dudes that's prophets. They can see shit that a lot of us don't see. And we so not that we can't see it. We don't understand it. Oh, he tripping. No, nigga, he ain't tripping. Listen, people, I don't want to go as far as try to be on some level as a prophet. I keep telling y'all, man, I've been predicting a lot of shit for a long time. I'm not even before this politics shit. I used to be with my homies and shit, and I used to tell these niggas who gonna die. If the niggas, I always tell my niggas, I be like, yo, this nigga keep acting like that, nigga, somebody gonna kill his ass. And I wasn't saying one of us was gonna do it, but I just saying like how nigga moving. Nigga acting way too tough. He doing too much. And no lie to you, them niggas will die. That nigga ain't, he gonna die in the summer. Cause see, like in the winter, it ain't nobody really out like that, right? I ain't saying nobody get killed, but it ain't a lot of, in the winter it's not a lot of deaths. But when back in the day when the summers with summer hit, niggas start dying. A lot of shootouts, everybody outside. And I used to can predict that shit all the time. Now, am I sitting there like I know exactly when a nigga gonna die, some shit like that? No, I say if that nigga keep moving like that, somebody gonna kill his ass. Niggas playing around with fire. I keep telling black people, we move around arrogant. Well, like to the point where we got blinders on. We trying to fit in. We got blinders on. When a motherfucker say, oh, I don't see color and shit like that, then you're not really seeing anything then. You gotta see color. You gotta see things. You can't ignore shit when shit is right in your face. That was one of the, I was reading back on shit. That was one of the main things that slave owners used to do to black folks. Even in Jim Crow, they used to do that shit all the time. They used to get black people, like the house niggas, they used to get them to look at the other black people, and the slave owners used to tell the house niggas, you ain't like them. You obedient. You loyal. But it was just to play mind games with them, to turn against their own. Just to do that shit all the time to house niggas. That's why when you see the Candazones of the world, it almost anger you. Because you're like, yo, you know that's what they used to do to us. You ain't that stupid, Candace. Nobody's saying you gotta be this pro-black motherfucker, but god damn. Come on now. And I always tell y'all, when you see a lot of black people that seem like they sellouts or whatever, right? It's because they never fitted in with black people. Right? Like I grew up around street motherfuckers, hood motherfuckers, so I could fit in there. Right? No matter what hood I go to, I can fit in that bitch. And I ain't a street nigga no more, but I still can fit in if I go there. Right? But I can fit in with a lot of motherfuckers that ain't and living that lifestyle, uppity or bougie type of black people that didn't grow up in that environment, right? You know what I mean? They didn't grow up in our environment, right? They grew up in the white environment. I can adapt to them. It's not hard for me to do that. I always tell people, I didn't have a lot of racist white people around me, right? Growing up, like even teachers and shit like that. Like my experiences with racism was always some random shit. Like it wasn't like some shit that like, and maybe I could just say this, maybe I was a little too young to really truly understand a lot of the racism I see now, that a motherfucker ain't got to call you a nigga, it's just how they treat you. So maybe that was kind of part of it, but I didn't really experience a lot of racism like that. You know what I mean? Mainly because I grew up amongst my people, but like I said, my first experience with racism, 6, 7, then you know, I think prior to that, it was probably police. Because I jumped by some skinheads. When I was about 12 or 13. And it was crazy because it where I was living at, where my dad lived at in the county and shit, it wasn't that far from where I lived at. They probably could have killed me too. The only reason they didn't kill me and shit because it was a lot of noise going on, you know. And people started coming out of their house and motherfuckers ran away. What's all that noise out there? You know how that shit go. But they jumped the shit out of me. And I think that was like my second that probably was my last experience with racism. I was probably like about 12 or something like that. Because after that, I kind of knew how to move after that around white folks. I could like kind of figure out who's who. You get what I mean? I didn't hang around. If you said something racist around me, I wouldn't tolerate it. I'll leave. Probably maybe wouldn't say nothing because you're still young. You kind of really don't know how to handle that. So I just leave. Somebody, like, if a white person, you talking and white person said nigga, I'm like, oh, what? Oh, no, I gotta go. And I'll roll out. That was when I was a little younger. But now, I wouldn't roll out. I'd check a motherfucker right there now. But you get what I mean? But when you're young, you know. And then you see a whole bunch of black people around you and they don't say nothing about it. You like, ain't nobody gonna say shit about that? I'm like, nah, I gotta go. And so it confused me, right? But I never be around, I watch my surroundings when I'm around white folks. And there's no disrespect to them, because I got good white friends, genuinely. I'm one of my mentors that helped me get out the streets. Looked out for me. Still will look out for me to this day. He a millionaire. You know what I mean? I actually genuinely love him, but I watch myself around white people, man. I don't have new white friends and shit like that. I always tell people that. And there's one thing about young black children. They don't know what real racism is a lot of the times. Because sometimes a motherfucker ain't got to call you a nigga. Sometimes it's just how they treating you. And I understand that because racism probably was happening to me, but I you know, I'm young. You don't really know, like the little shit. Motherfuckers making fun of you and you really don't know. So that's why I always tell black folks, black parents and shit, make sure you teach your kids. They need to know. And I'm not saying all white people are racist, but I always tell black parents and black people, hey man, watch all white people around you. Watch them. And listen, I always tell black people this. I'm not saying the N-word won't slip out because, you know, we use the word like a cuss word. Right? But you never allow a white person to use that word around you. Not once. They got once. If they slip up and say they get you caught, hey, whoa. Hey, man. You can explain that without, you can just say the N-word. Don't say nigga. Right? Because you know how people like, oh, I'm just explaining them. No, you ain't got to explain that. You still ain't got to say nigga. You saying the N-word, I know what you mean. You know what I mean? Because you already on edge anyway, because maybe how you speaking. So I always tell people that. You got one time. You tell that white person right there and that, don't ever use that word around me. Listen, my thing is, I'm not trying to use the word around you because like I give a fuck about how you feel about it. I'm not trying to use the word around you because number one, it's not appropriate a lot of the times wherever you at sometimes, right? Then number two, for my own personal beliefs, I'm just trying to not to use the word that much. And number three, I don't want you ever to think that it's okay because I'm using the word. You get comfortable with that you think you can use the word around me. For whatever reason. So That's why I try not to use the N-word, you know, N-word around white people and shit. But here and there, it slip out. Because for me, it's almost like it's in my vocabulary. It's like I'm a cusser. So it's like a cuss word to me at this point. Yeah, but we just got, listen, people. Black people, we got to look out for each other. I don't want black people to think that I was trying to be hard on my people. I love my people, man, at the end of the day. I just want us to do better, man. So it may seem like I'm going at how black people is because I just see us we keep falling for the same trap over and over again. Same cycle, and we ain't paying attention. But anyway, people, I'm ready to do another live stream, people. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live. It's your boy, Mr. OBF. Peace and love to the world.